Again, thank you for your service. We also encourage again all of our co-laborers to meet us at the First Responders Breakfast on the 17th at First United Methodist Church at 9 a.m. Council, do we have any old business before us? If not, we move to our new business. First, we have resolution number 9, introduced by the mayor.
Resolution 920, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Camden, Arkansas, authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with the Ouachita County Cooperative Extension Service to provide educational programs.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly seconded. Are ready for discussion? Those in favor use the voting sign of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed use the voting sign of nay. Thank you so much. That stands approved. We also have before us tonight ordinance number 1220. And who will introduce it?
I would.
Thank you.
Ordinance 1220, an ordinance of the City of Camden, Arkansas, rezoning property located at 328 North Street from C2 Neighborhood Shopping to RM Multifamily District.
Is there a motion?
I'll introduce a motion to approve.
I didn't hear the motion.
I'll introduce a motion to approve.
Motion to suspend the rules or motion to
We want to suspend the rules first?
We have to suspend the rules.
Yes, I'll motion.
Motion to suspend. Second. And second, are ready for discussion. Roll call.
Argid,
Yes.
Lindsay,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Simmons,
Yes.
Askew,
Yes.
Bell,
Yes.
Galbert.
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Then moved and second, are ready for discussion. Roll call.
Bell,
Yes.
Galbert,
Yes.
Askew,
Yes.
Argid,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Simmons,
Yes.
Lindsay.
Yes.
Is there any other business before the council on tonight? Yes, sir.
I have, I guess, two things. One, let me mention, and I gave a note to Mr. Franklin. I was asked by someone to see about getting the curbs on the Main Street improvements marked with some yellow so that people quit tripping and falling out into the street because you can't see where the step downs are. Okay? It's been going on for a year, all the way, I mean, on both ends, down in front of Allen's Restaurant and on up toward the Farmers, by past Stinson's. But there's a two-step thing there, and you really don't notice it, especially if you're coming out in the dark. So he has it, and I don't know whether it needs some stick-down tape or yellow paint. But anyway, I think you ought to see about doing something with
Well,
that.
certainly when you're coming out of Allen's or out of some of our restaurants, sometimes the stuff they put in that cup could help you with some stuff too. But I understand. I've been down there myself to look at them, and darkness plus up there. They put some heavy in some of the cups. Yes, sir.
The second thing, we have this in front, I think that Donna had sent around before. I know that I have an email on it, and I don't know if we're gonna get a resolution typed
Yours
up.
was the only reply I got,
Okay.
so that's why I did it
Okay,
again.
well, anyway, it looks like this would be a beneficial thing. It's not very expensive. And if somebody wanted to say, well, what does your city ordinance say? They would say, well, go to lookitup.com instead of us having to print it out all the time.
I absolutely agree with Alderman Lindsay, and actually we've spoken about, this a few times as well. I personally think that our code should definitely be online so that, every citizen can look it up and see exactly what our rules and laws and ordinances are. So yeah, this is definitely something that I feel we should do.
if the majority of us would support it, then.
I'll make a motion
Get it
that,
to us.
the attorney, whoever powers that be that need to say grace on it, draw us up an ordinance so we can approve it next month.
Okay,
Second.
thank you.
Thank you. That's the way it get done. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. What
We're
you
still
gonna
at-
say?
We want to vote on it, I mean, make it official. Or is it,
Well, it needs to be a resolution authorizing it, we can bring it back next month.
okay, okay.
I don't have a problem with it.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to let the Public Works Department know. I got several calls. I see he has two of his people here this night. I got some impressive comments about what you all have been doing around town. And I want to thank you, and they wanted me to make sure that I let you all know and let the mayor know that what they're seeing, they like what they're seeing. Good job.
I do have two things. One was Reese did call me. I didn't, about the speeding on Sharp Street. Unfortunately, I had a family emergency come up. I wasn't able to discuss it with Chief Woody before now. I had planned on bringing it up now. That is something that I do feel needs to be looked in. She's not the only one that's mentioned speeding cars on that street. They tend to, cars tend to want to cut through on Sharp Street instead of going out to Cash. That is something, I'm not exactly sure what's to be done there. Maybe just have a few more patrols going down there.
I'll start speed study on that in a moment.
Okay. There was also something mentioned about during heavy rains on the Washington end of Sharp Street, about some drainage issues on the lower ends of Sharp Street towards Washington. About when heavy rains would come, some of the drainage wasn't keeping up.
It's on both ends now. It's standing on this end,
Yeah,
on our mile road end, and this end.
and there was one other thing. I'm sure it was important.
I do that sometimes.
And sometimes, if you think about it, if you call, I was at the police station when one of our media personnel took a picture of a drain stopped up and put it on Facebook. And we made one call, and I declare to you that within 10 minutes, all the water was gone. If you would make the call instead of posting the negativity. I mean, if you're going to live here, you may not want to beat the town up too bad. If you're going to live here. Now, if you live, I mean, like some of the people who fight live in Harmony, they live in other places. Now, if you live out of town, it makes sense to tear up our city like that. But if we want people to come here, we can't afford to be the ones who do the bad talk about it. So you have to pick a team. If you're on this team, call 837-5570. Give us first dibs at fixing. And when I tell you it was less than 10 minutes, I was sitting right in there. Chief showed it to me on where Camden News had posted it. They came right over, fixed it immediately. So if you don't have to bash us, just give us a chance to fix it, and we can do it.
I remembered the other thing. I was wondering if we could get an update on when the last year we discussed some of the local street repairs and paving. There, we got a list of the streets that was going to be worked on. I was wondering if we could get an update on when that might get started.
I do have the same list you have. Me and Judge McAdoo are working together.
Okay.
We've had a short crew for a while due to sickness. He wants to borrow some of our guys to help them do the work. We have 10 guys on our street department. We have 2 that maintain sidewalks. We have 2 guys that patch roads. We have 1 that runs the street sweeper. We have a supervisor with the 5 left. It's kind of hard to stretch those guys out to give them to them when we just don't have enough manpower sometimes to get what we need done. It took a lot of years to get our streets in the condition that they are now. It's gonna take us some time to get them back to where they need to be. So I'm asking for a little bit of grace and a little bit of mercy too.
Oh, absolutely.
Just in general, so we can get everything lined out the way we want.
All right. Hey, no problem. I totally understand.
And the other issue that's been getting us is we need a few consecutive days of sunlight for the earth to dry.
That would be great.
Please,
And
everybody.
we have been trying to work with Mother Nature, whoever she is, to just get some dryness for some of the issues that we're facing. And it's got to be dry before you can dig. It's got to be dry before you. And so we have issues going on across town and some projects that we have that are unfinished right now. And so as he said, it's going to take a little bit of grace. But if you see barricades up, that means that we do know it's there and that we are coming back. We just have to have dry ground, and it takes people to get it done. And happy birthday to Judge McAdoo today. He would have been here tonight, but today's his birthday, and happy birthday to him.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Anything else? I'll mention a couple things. And this week, some of us will be at the Municipal League, 12th through the 14th. We're excited about more and more training, learning all we can, squeezing it in our heads so we can bring it back home and benefit our communities. If you know of people in need of commodities, commodities will be given out by CABC on the 18th and the 19th over at Carnes Park. There's no reason why anybody in Camden should be hungry between the food pantries and the different things that we have available. None of us should be hungry. On the 27th, we do plan another Path to Prosperity. I ask that you would, I do want to apologize to all of you for the things that I have done wrong. I do, however, feel like in order to, if we want some different things, we're going to have to probably take a few chances, and we're going to do what we can to vet, to read. But we have more than one option, so we showed you one, and we weren't finished, we weren't through. And don't forget, it is your responsibility to protect your interests, and it's Michael Fry's responsibility to protect ours. So you go and get your attorneys and meet us there on, if you have land that you would like to consider for him, or if you have any other idea of Path to Prosperity. The objective is to not wait until people have put in work to get some business here, and then you go stand with your sign and say, we don't want you. So we're asking you to participate now, so that we don't have to pay anybody to handle you when you go get a sign. I'm only serious, okay? So don't wait until we put in this work and then start saying what you don't want. Help us to make a decision that's best for the majority of our community. We need industry in our city limits. Do you understand? I can't ask you for another dime, but we only get 1 point for all the services you keep talking about. 6.5% of tax goes to the state. 3 points goes to the county. 1.75 comes to the city, with 0.75 already earmarked for fire and police. We only get 1 point. All the streets you're talking about come from 1 point. We're not getting all the taxes that you're blaming the city for. So when you start pointing, it's good to do a little bit of research, because we need you. So we need businesses to start. We need those businesses to be productive. We don't need you to pass by our stores to go out of town to shop. That's not the way to teach us a lesson or to punish us. We need our tax dollars to stay inside our community as best we possibly can. There's some stores we don't have, so I won't follow you around trying to make sure you spend all your money here. But I do want to ask you to consider shopping Camden as best you can first. And also, was mentioned earlier that we're going to move the amnesty month to April. As you know, we can't do it every single year, because if we keep doing it over and over and over again, nobody will pay their debts, right? So we're going to have to take a break at some point. But this is another opportunity for you to go on out there. And don't forget now, they put Boyd on there, but he don't really answer the Boyd. Boyd going to catch you. And if you get caught and it ain't amnesty month, in jail, you're going to lift up your eyes. So it's only so much hiding you can do Go on and take care of your business if you have an issue. Let's get our workforce, let's get all of our people, all of our citizens involved and all hands on deck so we can move forward together as a community. Now, I'll say this. Oh my goodness, that's great. I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna shut up. I think one of the issues that we may have as a community is that we have to consider that it takes all of us. It takes rich and it takes poor. So if you build a community that just caters to people with money, who's gonna buy the stuff to keep them rich? So you gotta take care of the poor people and the middle class people, or else you're on a plane. You're not on top. You're level with us if can't nobody buy your stuff because we don't have jobs and we don't have income. So let's consider every one of us as we try to move forward to leave nobody behind. Help as much as we can. Education is our business. That's our workforce, right? Government is our business. You can't stick your head in the sand and only come when you're mad. Don't wait until you're angry to show up. Nobody wants to see a sourpuss. When you come here, come happy so that when you come upset, people will listen to you. But if you only come when you're upset, nobody wants to see you. I'm saying it on their behalf. They really don't want you to come only when you're mad. All right? So we need to help. If we're building community, we got to rise up together. We got to be patient with each other and understand with each other because we got to figure out a way to get there from here. So I apologize for all the wrong that I have done. My objective is to bring industry in here so that we can all go up together. If I've chosen some bad paths, stick with us. When you show me the right way, we'll go up that way. But until you bring another way, you can't keep blaming me for trying. I'm trying. So I apologize. But that was one out of about 6 or 7. And I've listed some of the names and some of the meanings of opportunities that we have. And those of you who do have property, there's a Vision 2020 empowering communities through education, research, and extension. They will have a class on February 21st at the Pine Bluff Convention Center that will be sponsored by the USDA and the Rural Life. It's a Rural Life Conference. Get the information, if you will, through our office. If you call, we'll have this information available. But if you have land, 5 acres plus, and you're interested in growing something that'll make a little more money than pine trees, come on through, get the information. But I can't communicate it to you. I can't do the work for you. Your part is your land. Our part is trying to get industry in here so I don't have to keep trying to find out a way to raise taxes without you being mad. So help us out. All right. All right. Thank you. Are there any more? If there's nothing else before the council, there's one more motion.
I move it.
All right. Adjourn.